Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going, I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Working hella hard until I get just what I want, yeah. Rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooters gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot until I fall, yeah. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win, yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. So this isn't going to be a very long live, but I wanted to come to you to bring some updates in the case of Barry Schmalbach, who went missing over a week ago. And there have been some developments in his case. The Cape Coral Police Department did go live today with a press conference. And last night, it was reported that his boyfriend was arrested on out-of-state warrants. So definitely some things going on in the case of Barry. And I will say, it's my opinion that it's not looking good. And I just hope that Barry is found soon. So, hello to everyone coming in. I very much appreciate it. So, just a blanket hello. I hope everyone's day was great. Mine was really good, actually. And it was very stormy here, but I did spend a lot of time with the family, which is what I needed. So, again, this is the case of Barry Schmalbach, who is missing from Cape Coral, Florida. And I am going to start the live with the initial TikTok that I had seen. So I had shown this yesterday when I talked about this case, and I wanted to show this again because this is what I actually saw that really impacted me. This poor lady, her best friend is missing. So she went to TikTok to try and spread the word. And I'm sorry that she had to do it, but I'm happy that she did, because if she hadn't, I wouldn't have known about this case.
I need your help. Okay, this is my best friend of 40 years. His name is Barry. He lives in Cape Coral, Florida. He's been missing since the 19th or 20th of July. He hangs out at cruisers in Cape Coral. He is part of the LGBTQ community. I think I was the last message that he had on July 19th. He was out at a bar on Wednesday, the 19th of July. I'm sure in Cape Coral. Please, if you've seen him or seen anybody he's with, please contact Cape Coral, Florida Police Department. He's a beautiful soul and a beautiful person, and we need to find him, okay? Please.
Okay, so again, I apologize. I don't know what is going on with StreamYard today, because I know it's not my internet. So let me go back to Google Slides, and actually let me do it the way StreamYard tells me to. So this news clip is from last night, and this talks about Barry's boyfriend being arrested on active out-of-state warrants. So it is not in relation to Barry's case. It is, again, not related to Barry's case. And I want to stress that, because I know how things can be taken out of context.
Breaking news right now at 6. Police just arrested the boyfriend of a Cape Coral man who's been missing for 2 weeks.
He was the last person seen with Barry Schmalbach, but Cape Coral police just arrested him on out-of-state warrants. This is not related to the case in Cape Coral. NBC2's Rachel Whalen is live outside the couple's apartment on Beach Parkway, walking you through this arrest.
We know Christopher Davis has been staying here at his missing boyfriend's apartment off Beach Parkway. Cape Coral police have been working to find out what happened to Barry Schmalbach since he was reported missing. Police arrested Davis this afternoon for out-of-state fugitive charges. We know he has outstanding warrants in Georgia and South Carolina for violating his probation. Davis said Schmalbach left in someone's car from the apartment on July 19th. He's now been missing for 2 weeks. Davis was the last person seen with him at Cruiser's bar. Schmalbach told friends he wanted to break up with Davis, and they had a fight last night. We have talked to many of Schmalbach's friends and family members throughout this investigation, but we have never been able to get a hold of Davis. A friend first reported Barry missing, and there is now a $16,000 reward for anyone who has any information. You can count on NBC2 to give you the latest. Reporting in Cape Coral, Rachel Whalen, NBC2.
Okay, so, and yes, Dad, she did. That is where I saw this case. There, she had posted it as a TikTok short, which I didn't realize you could TikTok to Snapchat, and I think Facebook has it too. I'm not sure. I haven't been on Facebook in a long time. But it was a short. So again, something very close to her, yet not important enough clearly to talk about. And so I actually have been meaning to talk about this for at least a week. And so yesterday I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. Like, I need to do it. So I did. And so last night they arrested the boyfriend on out-of-state warrants. And this is the press conference from this afternoon. So, yes. And he has a lot of good friends, Delabella. So I think not only his bestie, but his other besties in the area definitely have brought awareness to this, because it's If you go back and watch my live from yesterday, he did leave a voicemail for one of his friends stating that he was trying to get this quote idiot out of his house. So it's definitely suspicious, and I hope that his friends and family get answers soon. All right, and again, we do not state things as fact here, just as a reminder. If you feel something, say in my opinion, because I do not run my channel on speculation. I run it on facts, and I know I may have some new people in here. So just as a friendly reminder, always say in my opinion, I believe. Do not say things I heard this or I heard this or that. If there's something, bring the source, because I hear a lot of things. Doesn't mean they're true. So just a friendly reminder to anyone who may be new here, welcome, and always use, in my opinion, allegedly, because right now the boyfriend has done nothing in regards to this case.
Because we've got breaking news to get to. Cape Coral Police are sharing information about an investigation. They're holding a news conference right now. This, of course, surrounding the missing man who has not been seen in more than 2 weeks.
Yeah, let's go ahead and listen in right now. Very early on in this missing person investigation, it became clear that Mr. Schmalbach's disappearance was suspicious in nature. This results in our team investigating the missing persons case as if it were a crime. You do this and work backwards from there. Nothing in this case to this point has led us to dial back from our initial belief that this was a crime in this criminal investigation. In fact, we believe that there is foul play in the disappearance of Mr. Schmalbach. Since we are investigating this as a criminal matter, our focus in this case, as with all criminal investigations, is to conduct all operations with one singular objective in mind, and that's a successful prosecution. With that being said, I will be as open and transparent as I can be, keeping in mind that the overall objective is securing a successful prosecution in a court of law.
And I do apologize. I like having closed captioning on as well, especially for those of you who may be watching but not listening. Unfortunately, there are no closed captioning.
I'll go up to the line with my remarks today, as well as answering any of your questions. If an answer would put us over that line, I'll have to decline, but I'm sure you'll understand. Mr. Schmalbach has not been heard from or seen since the evening of July 19th, 2023, near the 1800 block of Beach Parkway East here in Cape Coral, near his home. Mr. Schmalbach's boyfriend called the police department on the 22nd to say that Barry was missing. The reporting party didn't give any indication that it was unusual or an exigent situation. In fact, he dialed back at the end of that call and tried to alleviate any fears that there was anything suspicious. But later in the evening, another friend of Mr. Schmalbach called and reported that they too hadn't seen or heard from Mr. Schmalbach, and they expressed great concern that this was not normal. He was reported missing on July 22nd, and very early on, because of the suspicious nature and the willful deceptive nature.
All right, and we're just going to give this a minute because I'm not sure what's happening.
That initial phone call, foul play was suspected, and our team of investigators began immediately working on this case. Since that date, multiple search warrants have been executed. Numerous articles of digital and physical evidence have been gathered and are being processed as we speak. And our partners at the state attorney's office were brought on board and have been embedded with our investigators throughout. At this do have a person of interest. However, I'm unable to name that person today. That's that line that I spoke of in the beginning. This morning, I met personally with the family of Mr. Schmalbach, and I brought them up to speed regarding the developments in this case. We will continue to work directly with the family and provide them as many updates continuously as we can and as they become available. Our detectives continue to actively pursue all leads and process pertinent evidence in our attempt to locate Mr. Schmalbach. As I stated, please understand we're unable to disclose certain details that could compromise our investigation and an ultimate goal of a successful prosecution, which is true justice in any case. As your chief of police, I want to express to our community that they are safe and that this was an isolated incident, and we do not believe there's any apparent threat to any other residents and visitors to Cape Coral. If you have any information regarding the disappearance of Mr. Schmalbach, we encourage you to please contact the Cape Coral Police Department by calling our non-emergency number, 239-574-3223. Again, that's 239-574-3223. You can submit a tip to ccpdtips, that's all one word, at capecoral.gov. Again, ccpdtips@capecoral.gov. And anonymous tips can be submitted to Crime Stoppers by calling 1-800-780-TIPS, and you may be eligible for a cash reward and remain anonymous. Please refer to the case number 23-017491. Again, 23-017491. And again, to the community at large and to the Schmalbach family, my commitment to you is to deliver our best. Our best is the team that's investigating this case. They've been working on it 24/7 since the onset. Even now, our teams are out in grueling conditions searching for Mr. Schmalbach. And I mentioned to the family this morning in my office when we chatted that if fate were to have it, that I would be sitting in their position. The team that I would want looking for my loved one and seeking justice for me is the team that we have at the Cape Coral Police Department that is working this case. And with that, I'll entertain any questions that you may have.
We know exactly who was driving Barry's car, the Jeep. In the police report, it did say, or missing persons report, it did say someone was driving his car between 7:20 and 7:22.
We do.
Oh.
Where are you guys searching?
We are searching in a multi-county area. That would be up to that line, because what we don't want is we don't want people that are overly eager to help to injure the chances of evidence collection and gathering.
And I'm very glad that he said that, because we know that there are some people who tend to go places to, quote, help and actually end up hindering the investigation.
But we are working with multiple law enforcement partners. In time, I'll be able to publicly thank them for their assistance, but right now it would be a little injurious to the case.
You said Barry was last seen off of Beach Parkway. The report states that people heard him last at the Creepy Bar. Can you clarify where he was last? Was it at Beach Parkway or was it at
the last information that we have is we know him to be near his home.
Why did you guys arrest Barry's boyfriend on a non-extraditable warrant?
He was a fugitive on that warrant.
Good answer.
We came in contact with him and found out that he was a fugitive.
You guys had seen him before, before the arrest happened on August 1st. So how come you guys didn't make the arrest then?
Gathering information from him that's pertinent to the case. I mean, obviously, you can imagine when somebody gets arrested, their willingness to cooperate and provide information dries up.
And I'm curious to know what out-of-state warrants Mr. Davis had. It would be very interesting to see what he was fleeing from.
I mentioned we have a person of interest. I cannot. I think this morning, dealing with the family, it's multi-layered. That's a good question. Having to talk to Barry's family who came in, and I saw his sister on another news report, I believe yesterday or the day before, where we have some really great people in our community that are out looking for Barry. And she had indicated in that interview that she was going to come down and they wanted to join the search. And it was very difficult to know that I had to have a talk with her personally to let her and other family members know that there's a little bit different developments in the case. And that was a heartbreaking conversation today. The other layer of that would be to see the anguish on our team. The attitude.
Bella, I can see you. You're not timed out. And SoFlo Mama, I was thinking the same thing. A lot of times they do hold people pending an investigation, but again, he was a fugitive with out-of-state warrants. So, you know, those things tend to come up when something sinister may have happened around you. That I do not know, Crime Traveler. That is a good question. And I can look up, once this video is done, I could look up a news article, or if you have one that you know, email me. But I will look after this video is done. I will look. So, Stella Bella, depending on what words you may have been using, I have a pretty lengthy blocked word list. Not to say that you would be saying any of those naughty words, but I do have a pretty long blocked word list. Oh, your chat disappeared and can't post? So someone had asked, do you know who was driving Barry's car from 7:20 to 7:22? And law enforcement said yes. That's all they said. It wasn't cursey words. Okay, so then I'm not sure, but I know chat is being weird. Oh, you can't post on your laptop? So weird. Yeah. And I know we got an email from was it StreamYard? Or no, I think I got an email from YouTube saying that something with chat they fixed. Well, apparently not, because if it's acting up again, yeah, I can see you now, Stella Bella, saying, so it could just be that. Yeah, so try posting what you post again. Try posting what you posted again. And if it doesn't, then email me and I can try to figure out why it's going on. And while we're at this pause, let me look up. Okay, so here, oh, I don't want to use Fox. Okay, hold on. I need to find a new article. I don't want to use anything Fox News related. Let me look up Christopher Davis instead. Oh, for crying out loud. Christopher Davis. Here we go. Here's one from NBC. Okay, so this article was actually, this is from today at 8:08 p.m. Eastern, so just about 20 minutes ago. And that's the same. So it says the boyfriend of a Cape Coral man who has been missing for 2 weeks has been arrested by Cape Coral police. Christopher Davis, 35, had an active out-of-state warrant, according to Barry Schmalbach's missing person report. He was arrested on August 1st. Davis was arrested on a warrant from South Carolina for a probation violation for larceny. Okay, well, that answered my question. He was from South Carolina. Barry Schmalbach was last seen on July 19th. He was leaving Cruiser's Bar just off Southeast 47th Terrace in Cape Coral. Davis lived in a condo with Schmalbach on Beach Parkway. The condo is about a mile away from where Schmalbach was last seen. Hey, Mama Shmita. Oh, you said the boyfriend has crazy eyes. Yeah, so that's definitely not on my block list. Oh, Stargazer Mom, it happened to you. You were just coming in and saying hi and it didn't post. What the heck? That's so crazy. So actually, for those of you who are just coming in, let's, well, I can show this again after. So let me go back here. So we will finish watching and I wonder one of the reporters had said they saw the missing person report. I wonder if that is available to like us without having to do a records request. I would think so, right? According to his missing person report. I'm going to check into that.
And I guess fatigue and work and willingness to keep pushing on is very reminiscent of our entire team and our entire community in the days after Ian. It's that level of go get it in adverse times and just on a very laser focused scale, if that makes any sense. So it's difficult. It's our job. It's what we do. It doesn't make it any less difficult, but there are we investigate thousands of cases a year.
What's next in the investigation? Is it finding Barry? Is it bringing down charges?
It's that and other things. First and foremost, we want to find Barry. Second, parallel to this is continue to gather evidence, continue to work with our theory that there is foul play involved, and then that successful prosecution if we get to that point. So it's parallel lines moving forward, if you will. But the key is moving forward every minute, every day, continuing to work. There's more digital technology that comes in that gets processed, and then the results get acted upon with human beings.
Two questions also. If you mentioned the person of interest, and I know you can't elaborate too much, but is this person of interest involved in his disappearance or his suspicious potential death? I mean, where are we at with that?
That's what we believe. That's why he's a person of interest.
Which one?
He is involved in the disappearance.
And then when it comes to tomorrow, that's the 2-week mark since Barry went missing. How important is it to kind of change maybe the way that you guys are approaching things just because 2 weeks missing is a big thing?
I can understand why you would ask 2 weeks is a big thing. It's not a big thing to us. Day one, hour one, it was a big thing. And our focus doesn't change. Find Barry, collect and gather evidence, secure everything we need for a successful prosecution. 2 weeks is, if I remove myself from the professional side, I see that it grows and it can become or seem more ominous. But as far as what does that change for us, nothing.
Christopher Davis had told police that he last saw Barry on the 20th into an unknown car vehicle with a friend, the same thing. You guys not believe that story?
Refer back to the line that I mentioned in the beginning.
And then also, is your person of interest communicating with you guys and being cooperative throughout the situation?
Two-part answer, yes, and not throughout.
What is so challenging about this about what challenges go on with that phone call, and kind of how is this setting before an exam or what's it called?
What made it challenging, I think, is the initial phone call we believe was willfully deceptive.
Oh.
And when you don't have anything to counteract that, it puts you...
That's interesting. The initial phone call was initially deceptive. That's very interesting to me.
at a disadvantage momentarily, but then as soon as you get something or a piece of information or evidence that shows you that that's the case, immediately it becomes suspicious. And the challenge is the number one challenge I believe you asked is finding Barry.
And can you also elaborate a little bit more on the missing persons report talks about the state of the apartment, how it was odd. You mentioned that you had suspicions that this is foul play is suspected. Can you just go into detail as much as you can about why you guys believe this from the jump?
The fact that in 2023, somebody would leave willfully, peacefully, absent any cognitive impairment or obvious substance impairment without their vehicle, without their personal effects, is a little bit suspicious in and of itself. When we find out about who Barry Schmalbach is and then that this unusual circumstance happened, it comes because of a phone call to us. And very early on in that phone call, it didn't add up. So that's about elaborate as I can get to, but that's what we're trained to do. And when you see things like that, there is no hesitation. You have to jump right in. Like I said in the beginning, when there are suspicious circumstances like that, you immediately start working it very high. And then as the case unfolds, you may back down. Nothing in this case has given us any reason to back down.
Why was Davis picked up on a South Carolina warrant and not Florida?
I can't answer that. That's a...
One last question, Stephen, go ahead.
Multiple counties are involved in this investigation. Why did multiple counties involved? Is the evidence leading you to believe that other counties should be involved?
Yes.
Would your person of interest be to believe where you should search?
I will refer back to that line. You can't cross that line.
Cameraman.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Appreciate it.
All right, you just heard an update from Coral Police on the search for the missing man, Barry Schmalbach. He's been missing for 2 weeks now. The new information we just got from police, they do believe that Barry's disappearance is suspicious in nature. They believe that foul play was involved in his disappearance. They said for someone to just leave without their vehicle or their personal belongings is very unusual, not like Barry. They do have a person of interest, somebody they believe could have been involved in Barry's disappearance, but they are not naming that person at this moment.
Exactly. They're not connecting the dots. Now, what we can tell you, a man named Christopher Davis was arrested earlier this week. He was arrested Wednesday, but not on any charges directly connected to Barry's disappearance.
And I apologize for that. I thought he had been arrested last night. However, he was arrested Wednesday night. And one more thing, for those of you who may be commenting and you aren't getting a response from either myself or anyone in chat, I would recommend leaving YouTube completely and then coming back in, because Sinner actually just sent me a message and said, "Can you see me?" Because I saw Crazy Nurse had asked him a question, and Sinner sent me his response that I can't even see his response. So I'm not sure what's going on with YouTube. Clearly something is. So if you feel that you are being ignored, which you're not, or your comments aren't coming through, just leave and come back, and hopefully that will fix it.
He was actually arrested on a
Hey,
couple
Stella.
out-of-state warrants that they picked him up on. He's allegedly facing charges for one of those. They also
We
did
laugh at
mention,
life.
though, that same man, Christopher Davis, the boyfriend, is the one who initially called police. That was on the 22nd, so 3 days after Barry initially went missing. He told Cape Coral Police Barry was missing, but they also, again, Cape Coral Police aren't directly connecting the dots here, but
Right.
Chief Anthony Sizemore, we heard him there at the end say, on the initial phone call, the caller, they wouldn't say who it was intentionally deceptive, is what they said. So now this investigation shifting from just a missing persons investigation to a missing persons investigation with suspected foul play. So a lot to unpack there. We had NBC2 Sarah Metz in that press conference asking some good questions. We will continue diving into this, and we'll keep you updated here on NBC2.
Okay, so I did find this article that this again was updated today. So just to kind of give, for those of us who may have come in a little bit late, this is from News Press. I believe I used them yesterday. So Cape Coral police provide update as search for Barry Schmalbach nears 2 weeks. Cape Coral police said they couldn't reveal what charges the person of interest could face. And so authorities announced they have a person of interest in the disappearance of Cape Coral man days after the arrest of the man's boyfriend on an out-of-state warrant as the missing man's sister arrived in town. Cape Coral Police Chief Anthony Sizemore said Friday the disappearance of Barry Schmalbach, 56, was, quote, suspicious in nature, quote. We're still hopeful that Barry's okay somewhere, but after hearing the news that has been released by CCPD, it's heart-wrenching, said Emily Scaletta, Schmalbach's sister, during a Friday press conference. We know what this could mean, and to be honest, our number one concern is still finding Barry. And this is Miguel Blanco, a close friend of Barry Schmalbach, holds up a missing person sign on Friday, August 4th. The search for Schmalbach, who went missing July 19th, 2023, is nearing 2 weeks. And his friend Miguel has been on at least one news interview, as well as other friends of Barry's. Sizemore said they have a person of interest in custody, but didn't provide his identity or the charges he could face. He said that person of interest is being helpful, but added that he has not always been so. This results in our team investigating a missing persons case as if it were a crime. He added that authorities believe there's foul play involved in Schmalbach's disappearance. Schmalbach's family and friends haven't heard from nor seen him since the evening of July 19th. Sizemore said in early releases, Christopher Davis, 35, called police 3 days later on July 22nd to report appearance. Refusing to name the party he referred to on Friday, he said one call prompted police suspicion. The reporting party didn't give any indication that it was unusual or an exigent situation. In fact, he dialed back at the end of that call and tried to alleviate any fears. Sizemore said that given the, quote, deceptive nature, end quote, of the call in question, authorities suspected foul play. He said that since July 19th, they've executed several search warrants for physical and digital evidence items. He said the search for Schmalbach covers several counties, but added he couldn't disclose the areas. Nothing in this case has given us any reason to back down, Sizemore said in an assertive tone. Authorities declined to answer why a call went through Schmalbach's cell phone on Wednesday and whether they've collected the device as evidence. While they investigated Schmalbach's disappearance, Sizemore said they uncovered a warrant for Davis's arrest. According to the warrant, Coral Police arrested Davis in front of Esporta Gym, 2301 Del Prado Boulevard South, on an active warrant out of Columbia, South Carolina, for probation violation dated July 11th, 2018. The violation is related to a 2013 conviction on 1 count of grand larceny and 2 counts of credit card fraud. Jail records indicate Davis remains in custody Friday morning at the Lee County Jail. Friends' family search for answers in Barry Schmalbach's disappearance. The search for a man known to his family as a great guy and one of the most intelligent people continues in Cape Coral and beyond. Southwest Florida Crappers announced Monday an increased reward of $6,000 for any tips that could lead to Schmalbach or making an arrest in the case. They raised the reward again in less than 24 hours to $6,000. And there is an older photo of Barry. Sarah's back. Yes. And I can see Crime Traveler. Lurker, hello. Much Endeavors, hello. No worries that you're late. Just glad you're here. Scaletta said authorities have the family as much in the loop as possible. Scaletta, who lives in Chicago, said Schmalbach. Okay, hold on. That doesn't make sense. Scaletta, who lives in Chicago, said Schmalbach had lived in Naples before moving to Cape Coral. She said she and one of Schmalbach's close friends, Miguel Blanco, plans to pass flyers out to local businesses on Saturday. If you see us walking around tomorrow with these flyers and we come into your shop or we come into your restaurant, please know that we're coming from a really good place and that we just really want to find Barry. She added she plans to stay in Cape Coral for a few more days. Blanco, who stood beside Scaletta outside the Cape Coral Police Headquarters, said Schmalbach would always respond to text messages, even if it was to say he'd get back to an inquiry later. Blanco said the two have known each other for 9 years. Blanco said he wasn't aware of Davis's warrants. Scaletta said the family hasn't known Davis too long, but didn't want to speculate who authorities may have in custody. She said authorities have partnered with the Marco Patriots Disaster Response, a volunteer civilian assistance group to those in need during natural disasters and other emergencies. She added that the search has reached parts of Alligator Alley as well as canals by his home. The group has searched for Schmalbach in the Cape Coral waterways, said Aaron Milchman, spokesman for the organization. And I will repost the link to the Marco Patriots. It's also in my live from yesterday, but I wanted to show a video about them and their efforts in this case. However, it was from Fox News, so I will not be showing the video. Schmalbach is described as 6 foot 3 inches tall, a white male who weighs 200 pounds and has balding blonde hair and blue eyes. His last known location was around the 1800 block of Beach Parkway in Cape Coral around 11 p.m. July 20th. Davis declined comment Tuesday. Detectives with the Cape Coral Major Crime Unit are asking residents and visitors with any tips on Schmalbach's whereabouts to contact them at 239-574-3223 or submit a tip to CCPD tips at capecoral.gov or Southwest Florida Crime Stoppers. Tipsters may be eligible for a cash reward of up to $3,000 if their tip leads to an arrest. Trish Root, spokesperson for the Southwest Florida Crime Stoppers, told the news press that the $13,000 increase in the reward comes from, quote, people who are close to Barry, end quote. Fox News likes to copyright claim my content. Yes. So any Fox News affiliate, which would include local affiliates of Fox News, they copyright claim on any video I use. Yes. And I don't monetize any of these videos, so it's not a big deal for me that they're copyright claiming me. But at the same time, I'm getting information out about missing people or other stories, and I just think it's a little overboard. Yes. So with that, definitely going to see if I can find the missing person report, because I feel like that has a lot of information on it that we may not know about based on the questions that the reporters were asking. And yeah, I hope a good resolution comes to this soon. So before we go, I am going to show a video of a rubber ducky that is the world's largest rubber ducky. And I was trying to find something to watch live earlier before I went to dinner, to get my pizza, which I almost didn't get because my niece and nephew ate almost all of the barbecue chicken pizza. Thankfully, I did take one slice of it. I gave the other to my brother-in-law because he worked all day and I didn't, so I gave him what was left. I took one piece. So I saw this, it was live, but this is just a really short video about the world's largest rubber ducky visiting Maryland waters. So let me reshare, and then I will say goodnight. So here is Mr. Rubber Ducky.
The world's largest rubber duck will be visiting Maryland waters this summer.
Come on now. Let me restart that because we don't want to. All right, let's try that again.
The world's largest rubber duck will be visiting Maryland waters this summer. The rubber duck is more than 6 stories high and weighs over 30,000 pounds. The duck will be floating its way into the Chesapeake Bay in August. Now, while the duck won't be visiting the Inner Harbor, you can check it out in other locations. It will be visiting Leonardtown August 4th to 6th and Crisfield August 11th through 13th.
All right, so there is the rubber ducky. And if you should want to learn more about the largest rubber duck, there was a video that I saw that showed it actually getting blown up and put on display for people to gawk at. But for some reason, it wouldn't let me play it through Google Slides. So, hey, blank screen. I know, right? He's so cute. Let me reshare my screen. Oh, and actually, before I go, Bash had sent me pictures of the rubber ducky. It's so cute. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to talk about the little rubber ducky. All right. Discord's being annoying. So let's go to... Wasn't that Bert and Ernie? Didn't Bert and Ernie sing Rubber Ducky? I don't remember which one. That's why I'm saying both. Oh, here's a cute picture of it. Oh, dang it. Okay, well, this one's kind of cut off, but this is a cute little picture of the rubber ducky. Okay, Discord finally decided to, or not. All right, Discord's not cooperative either. Oh, here's a cute picture. Oh my gosh. All right, here's one. Okay, this one is super cute. Like, look how big that little duck is. I mean, he is so cute. He's super cute. So, you know what? Let me go to... All right, I can close this down. Let me go to YouTube. I'll bring up the live feed. We won't watch the whole thing because it's like, I don't even know how long. But giant rubber ducky. Here we go. All right, and I do have this muted because it has like the, oh, what happened? There we go. It has the like helicopter beeping noise. Oh, blank screen. What is happening? Blank screen. It's a rubber ducky. Behave. Yeah, so this is in Maryland, and they actually like they just have this fence and people go and look at it. I'm guessing it does float. Yes, 30,000 pounds. Yes. And it's 61 feet tall. And great, now what's happening? Okay, so let's go. Let me find. Oh, this is the one I just played. We can listen to this one again. Like, it's so cute. It's so cute.
The world's largest rubber duck will be visiting Maryland waters this summer. The rubber duck is more than 6 stories high and weighs over 30,000 pounds.
Yes, 6 stories high. And my sister did look it up. It's 61 feet tall and over 30,000 pounds. I think she said 82 feet wide. I can't remember exactly, but I know it was in the 80s. So blank screen, they actually blow it up. After this, I'll find the video that they blow it up. It's bizarre.
The duck will be floating its way into the Chesapeake Bay.
Look at it. It's so cute.
In August. Now, while the duck won't be visiting the Inner Harbor, you can.
Oh, come on.
Can check it out in other locations.
Like, that is so cute. I wish if I ever saw this coming down, local waterways, like, of course I would be gawking, because it's not every day you see this rubber ducky going down the river or down, whatever.
We'll be visiting Leonardtown August 4th to 6th and Crisfield August 11th through 13th.
Okay, so if I go to my history, and don't judge me for my history of things that I watch. Oh, no, why aren't you working? YouTube, get it together. Here it is. So this is what I wanted to show everyone, and it wouldn't let me add it to my Google Slides presentation. So this is where it arrived in Maryland. So this is where they have it right now. So this kind of shows it being blown up and being ready to. Why don't you get some rubber ducks? Thanks. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Okay. So obviously this is, really fast forwarded. Look at the duck. It's like one of those, like in the Macy's parade. It's like one of those. We're going to watch that again. It's like one of those.
It's 6:41 right now for the 10th time.
We don't want that. We want the rubber ducky one. Lady. All right, let me try to refresh. Wow, this is taking a long time. Here we go. All right. I don't know what this thing is doing. Apparently, it doesn't want us to watch the rubber ducky. There we go. Macy's balloons, right. It's kind of like, just based on the tethers that it had, it reminded me of like those big balloons. Like it was a rubber ducky balloon, and now they just bring it around the country or like float it down different waterways. Yeah, it's so, look how cute. It's really cute. So anyways, I just wanted to share that because it was really cute. And after all of the, you know, awful things happening in this world, I actually was watching the nightly news when I was at my parents' house because they still have cable. And there was a story on there that just completely disgusted me, taking place in Mississippi, which I do have on my list of things to talk about. I want to look into it more before I do a live on it, but it's pretty messed up. So yeah, thanks everybody for being here. I appreciate it. And I'm probably going to, well, you know what, I'll just leave the part in where I was having internet issues. It had to have been TikTok, because as soon as I went to my slides with the YouTube videos, it worked fine. So I don't know what was happening, but it was just being uncooperative. And I don't want to lose the live chat. That's the only thing that stinks when I edit parts out. The live chat goes away. And I think chat is one of the best things about going live. And also because when I try to do pre-recorded videos, I'm not very good at it. So yes, it's probably a lot of fun to be on the traveling rubber ducky crew. I agree. Yeah, I agree. Blank screen YouTube editor does suck, and it takes, I don't know how many hours. Well, it took a lot of hours because I wanted to take out my live yesterday. I think it was my live yesterday. And I was, oh yes, it was my live yesterday because I thought this girl was missing. But then when I scrolled down, she had been found, even though Twitter had just sent the notification about this girl who was missing. So I took out like a 5-minute section, and it didn't process until this morning, which is insane. Like, I don't know why it takes so long to process these things. I probably should just download my video and process it in StreamYard, but I don't know. It's annoying. Hello, Matt. Rowdy. Hi. And you're welcome. All right. So Bash and I are not, as far as I know, doing our live tomorrow that we usually do, but I am going to plan on going live probably later tomorrow afternoon, maybe earlier afternoon. I'm not sure. I have to decide. I am going to do a true crime and story time where I talk about cases. Maybe we'll do a mishmash. We haven't done that in a while. I have a lot of stories that are just kind of random that I've come across, and that was fun the last time we did it. So I think that's what we will do tomorrow. So I hope all of you have a great rest of your night. I may see you all on the streets of YouTube, but I think I'm probably going to find something else to do tonight. We'll see. But until then, I hope you all have a great night, and I will see you all on the flip side.